Hey, what's up, guys? Matt Shiflett with American Made Exotics here. I was about to pull a clutch and I figured I'd share with you guys. It's a female that we hatched back in 2019 from a dual-sired clutch. The female was a Phantom Bumblebee Het Clown, and the males were Leopard, Enchi, Pastel, Clown, 100% Het Pied. And we couldn't get it to lock again, so we did Pastel, Clown, 100% Het Desert Ghost. And in my mind, I figured the Enchi and Leopard combos, I would know those were obviously 50% Pas Het Pied. But we ended up hitting this girl, which is a Super Pastel Spider Clown. And she could be either 50% Pas Het Pied or 50% Pas Het Desert Ghost. Not both of them, but depending on which male sired that clutch. So we ended up just keeping her back. We ended up putting a Pastel Desert Ghost 100% Het Clown to it this year, and just maybe we'll get lucky. We're pretty strong in the Clown Pied stuff, so I wasn't too concerned about proving that out, but I would definitely take another clutch at Desert Ghost Clowns this year. Again, long shot if we get lucky, but we used kind of a backup male that we have, that Pastel Desert Ghost Het Clown. He sired a lot of the Desert Ghost Clown stuff that we have, so we have Desert Ghost Clown combo males that are breeding for us. But considering she was a possible het and she's got Spider in the Clown side anyway, or visual, we just couldn't really justify that. So we ended up using the Pastel Desert Ghost Het Clown, since he didn't really have a ton of females anyways. And he's a great solid breeder. He always gets the job done for us. So we figured that'd be a good way to try to prove her out, because worst case scenario, everything will be 100% double het Desert Ghost Clown. We should get at least half visual clowns, 100% Het Desert Ghost, and with a little bit of luck, we'll see Desert Ghost Clowns in the clutch. So anyways, let's go ahead and pull this girl and see what she gave us. All right. First time girl. Looks like she gave us a good set of eggs there. Feisty, Mom. Let's see if we can't get this picture without getting bit. All right, let's get her off and see what she gave us. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. All right, let's can them and make sure they're all good. That one's 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 good. And that one's good. So all 7 are good eggs. So 7 eggs, that's enough that maybe we'll get lucky and she'll prove out that that Pastel Clown Het Desert Ghost sired it. And we'll see a Desert Ghost Clown in here with some codoms in it. But that's one thing about me. I'm never afraid to raise up a female. And sometimes a possible het, the price of selling it as Het Clown, I couldn't even have said Pas Het Desert Ghost because it was dual sired. So I would have had to just sell her as a regular clown. I've done it with hets. It's like if you're going to sell it as a regular het and it's got markers to prove out for pied or something like that, sometimes it's worth more to me to just raise it up and see if it proves out versus sell it at that price. Because I would have had to sell her as just a regular Spider Clown combo price. And if it hits a Desert Ghost Clown in it, the difference in what I could have got selling it for a clown without listing the possible het and the value that I'll get adding to my collection hitting a Desert Ghost Clown, it's a big difference, you know. It's well worth the little bit of rats I sold in it. And either way, I'll be able to sell her now that she's laid as a proven female. So I'll still get, you know, the same monetary value as if I had just sold it a couple years ago. The only difference is my time and the rats. I can't get that back. But, you know, we produce our own rodents, and I don't really have a life outside of the business. So one more snake isn't too big of a deal for me. We raised her up and bred her. So, you know, again, worst case scenario, I'll hit 100% double het Clown Desert Ghosts, and half of the clutch statistically should be visual clowns, 100% Het Desert Ghosts. So I'll definitely get compensated for my time and the rodents by raising that girl up. So it's just one thing about me. I'll raise up a pos set and prove it. I know a lot of people like to stick with visual to visual and, stuff like that, but you don't take a chance, you'll never hit, So sometimes it's just worth it, and just like I had 3 clutches in a row just this past week that were all codon combos, 100% het clown, 50% pos set pied, and all 3 of those girls proved out. And we hit 3 clutches of just some amazing looking clown pied combos. And if I hadn't have took that chance on raising those pos hets up, I would have missed out on that opportunity. And looking back, 3 years ago or whatever, those females being just codon, 100% het clown, 50% pos set pieds, they would have maybe been in the $500 to $1,000 at most range. And we ended up getting, I want to say like 5 or 6 clown pieds out of it by just taking that chance. Not everybody can afford to just buy double visual female and double visual males to go double visual to double visual. It's a very cost-effective way to get into a project. Now, it is a gamble, but again, I raised 3 of them up, and statistically, they all had a 50% chance of proving out. So, I would have been pretty shocked to see none of them prove, but I guess the odds were just as likely for none of them to prove as all of them, so luck was definitely on our side there. But again, the only thing we had in raising it up was our time and the rodents. And as long as you got space to do it, I don't think there's anything wrong with ever taking a chance like that. But all right, let's go ahead and get this one put up on the shelf, and we'll take a look in there and see where we're at. All right, so one more on the shelf, and we are barely just keeping up with things here. So we got one empty slot here, and now the incubator's back 100% full. We got this one. That's almost all the way out. I think we got a couple of stragglers in there with a tiny bit of yolk. But again, here's one of those examples. 100% het clown, 50% pos set pied. We hit clown pieds in that one. Here's another one. That was 100% het clown, 50% pos set pied. This one proved out as well. We got clown pieds in that one too, and a lot of cool animals. So, like I said, sometimes you got to just do the best you can with what you got. And you don't always have to be able to afford double visual male and females, or a double visual male and 100% double het females. I've made a lot of my collection by taking chances on animals that were possibles, and I did it at a fraction of the price. Especially stuff I hatched, looking at the monetary value I would have got by selling that possible versus just keeping it and proving it out myself. And again, it's a chance, and you're taking a gamble on it, but not everybody can afford to buy their way at the top. So sometimes you got to take a gamble on yourself and just see which ones can prove out. And just like these, it worked out in my favor, but if it didn't, I got to look at it as the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario of me taking that gamble was I had double visual males. I was going to at least make, worst case scenario, double het clown pieds. Half of the clutch guaranteed was going to be visual clowns, 100% het pied. Even if I lost, I wouldn't have lost, because I still would have had some really solid animals that were 100% hets, that if this hadn't approved, I could have set something to the side that was 100% het pied visual clown, and I still could have made the animal a couple years later. But then it left me with a lot of swings and misses that were nothing possibles, all 100% or visuals, and very solid animals that I could sell to somebody else, and that would have compensated me for my time and the rodents and the space raising the girl up. So, a lot of people feel like, you have to have these top tier animals to be able to make something cool. And, it's just not true. Like I said, you got to do the best you can with what you got. And sometimes if this is where you can afford to get in, there's nothing wrong with it. And those animals can still help you build a very solid collection while producing animals that are very easy to sell to help fund raising your collection. So, as long as we're having fun playing with the genetics, that's all that really matters. You got to do what you like and just focus on making stuff that you want to make to personally keep. And there's definitely stuff in both of those clutches that I'm going to sit to the side and keep for myself. and it definitely take our collection farther and help us in the future. But I appreciate y'all watching, and until the next one.